Hello, good afternoon. I hope we're all doing well. Happy, beautiful Wednesday. I hope you're having a good afternoon and I hope your work is not being stressful. So, I'm here with a controversial topic this afternoon. It's about Jakbada and it's a lot of different opinions out there. And I just want to say what I think about what most people are saying out there. I know a lot of people are going to come for me with this video and be like, you're not even in Nigeria and stuff like that. But I think I don't have to be in Nigeria before saying the things I have the knowledge of. I'm doing things in Nigeria. I'm buying things in Nigeria. I'm dealing with mad people every day, crazy people daily. So the only difference is I'm not physically dealing with it, but psychologically we're in it together. So I watched this video online that says I relocated to Nigeria and I instantly regret it. And I became curious that let me see what this guy has to say. And it was a lot of bad things. But are those things strange? No. He complained about electricity. It's not a news that Nigeria has bad electricity. They are trying now, based on what I hear. I'm not there. There's band A, there's band B, there's band C. I have my house already that, of course, we're moving in a couple of months and we're already setting up the house. The place I'm going to be staying, they have up to 18 hours light. So nobody should come and tell me you're not in Nigeria, you don't understand. So I'm talking based on experience now and based on things I knew before I left and things I know right now. So this guy talked about electricity. Yes, electricity is not 24 hours like we're used to over here, but that doesn't mean they don't have electricity. And come to think of it, Nigeria, we already know that the government does not do anything for the people. You should do things for yourself if you really want to relocate back to Nigeria. Don't depend on the government. Do your own solar. Do your own borehole. Back in the days when we were little, there was government water, but not anymore. Not anymore. People do their own boreholes now. There's central water in some estates. But personal borehole is what people depend on now. So I don't expect anybody to be shouting there's no water and all of that. And then when we talk about roads, there are good roads, there are bad roads. It depends on where you are. I spent a couple of months in Abuja. Abuja has road. Abuja's road is like world class. It's Julius Berger that handle their roads, especially their major roads. Abuja has roads. Lagos has roads, but not every part of Lagos. Oyo State is trying. I don't know about other states. Osun State, there are major places. But then, when you're talking about Nigeria's bad roads, this is not a news. It's what we already know. It's what I think the guy became frustrated because he left Nigeria 15 years ago and he was expecting a lot of change by the time he was relocating. He didn't prepare for the worst. So that brings me to letting us know. I'm not yet there. But the reason I'm all confident about no shaking, we're going is I'm very prepared for that worst. Very, very. If anybody watch my video about 5 things I'm looking up to, that madness is one of it. Because the way we're walking on the street here like zombie, it's like smile is programmed. I don't know if anybody has noticed that people will smile, they just be like, they are done smiling. Like really, it looks like it was a 1 second smile and that's it never came from their heart. If you don't want to smile, you don't have to smile. I'm tired of that fake life. I'm tired of that. So they were now saying, I saw some comments under that guy's video. Some people say, Nigeria is like a mad, it's like a mad camp, this and that. It's so disorganized. What are you expecting? Are you expecting an organized system? It's a disorganized system. We know that everybody is just doing what they want to do. Everybody is just, you finish drinking, you find your goal, you throw it on the floor. Nobody is picking anybody for peeing by the road. I mean, those are things that we left. So you're expecting that by the time you get there, it would have looked like London. I don't know what some people are expecting. Lagos, as I heard, is so depleted right now. I made a video and said I can never go back to Lagos. I stayed in Lagos before I came here, but I can never, because I know the kind of madness that was in Lagos, and I don't expect that madness to have reduced or gone away. I don't expect it to have gone away. So it's not going anywhere. And I expect that Lagos must have doubled in population compared to 8 years ago before I left, because I don't know where everybody got this mentality of Lagos has more opportunity. Yeah, it has more opportunities, but who told you there's no opportunity from where you left? It's about you opening your eyes and see what is around you. There's opportunity everywhere. My mom has been in Osun State ever since. I was born in Ife, and she's not living that Osun State, and she's living very fine. Osun State has this calm life, very calm. Things are less expensive, way less expensive. Yeah, income might be lower than Lagos at the same time, but what about quality of life? And this guy kept complaining about, and there's no water, their roads are flooded in Lekki, everywhere is dirty. He kept complaining about all kind of stuff, and complaining about all these things. First of all, I feel like he chose the wrong location, and I begin to wonder that why does everybody want to live in Lekki? What is happening in Lekki? When we launched our first estate, if you see this estate, very beautiful. We posted the animation, very beautiful. People became interested, and one man messaged me, do you have anyone you are doing in Lagos? Because of course the kind of video he saw, he probably has not seen that with most developers. Most developers will not give you that kind of features. So he liked the features, and he sent an email that, do you have anyone in Lagos? Must you guys live in Lagos? Must you live in Lagos? There are places you can live that 2 hours you're in Lagos, 1.5 hours you're in Lagos. Ibadan is there, Abeokuta is there. Places that are more calm, that are less smelling, that are not even less smelling, that are not smelling at all. Places that their light is, their electricity is reasonably good. Cost of living is low. The guy is complaining about cost of living. If you stay in Lekki, the same price you're going to buy toothpaste, you buy it in. The same price you buy toothpaste in America is what you're going to buy in Lekki. Whatever you pay in America is what you're going to pay in Lekki. That's how it works. I speak to people. I buy things in Nigeria. It's the same price. You buy there's $1.20 toothpaste. Toothpaste in Lekki is around 1,900 naira, close to 2,000 naira. So what's the difference? It's like you're living in Nigeria and still spending dollar equivalent. So another thing the guy said that really got me is advising people that, oh, this relocation is not funny. If you know you really want to come, make sure you save up a lot. And that got me thinking, definitely this guy does not have anything he's doing for an income. He's depending on the cash he traveled with. No matter how much you travel with, if you want to live the kind of life you're used to abroad, the standard you're used to abroad, that money will finish in no time. If you want to travel, if you want to relocate, the first thing that should come to your mind is, what can I do for a sustainable income? Whether you have dollar income, whether you are planning to have naira income, as long as that income is big enough, big is relative, as long as it's big enough and it is recurrent, it is sustainable, it keeps coming, it's not going to cease, that is what you need. Because you need money to, it's the fact, you need money to live in Nigeria, you need money to live everywhere. But because their income is not measuring up to the expenses, that's why it appears like Nigeria is very tough. That's why it appears like it's only the comfortable one, like upper middle class and up, that can survive. And this upper middle class and up that we're talking about, 1 million will do monthly. You will live extremely fine. So why would somebody save up money? Let's say you save up $100,000 and you carry it cash to go to Nigeria. By the time you go and stay in that your Lekki, you rent, almost 20 million is gone. So now assume you're going to renew your rent the next year. Let's assume 30 million, because you have to, let's say your rent is 10 million. By the time you pay caution, pay this, pay that, you're landing at 15 million. That's the reality in Lagos. You are landing at 50%. By the time they charge you 10% caution, service charge, this and that. I might not be in Nigeria, but I know a lot going on. I have my eyes and ears everywhere. You are landing at 15 million. By the time you furnish that apartment, you are landing at over 20 million. So let's say you're going to renew it the following year. Let's say they've landed you another 2 million increment. So 32 million is gone out of your $100,000 that you took. You're going to want to buy a car. If you don't buy a car, it's more expensive for you to be carrying Uber up and down because you want to do big boy. By the time you eat daily, you're eating around 15K daily. That's even managing. By the time you go to a good restaurant, you're already spending 30,000 one sitting. So by the time you spend all this money, your 100,000 will be gone in 2 years. In 2 years, your 100,000 will be gone, because the first year you are not going to be. So in 2 years, your 100,000 is gone, and you will now start complaining. Nigeria is bad. Things are too expensive. This and this. Yeah, we know things are too expensive. But that same bad Nigeria. Yeah, you not be saying Nigeria is bad. Don't do this. Don't come. Did you plan well before you left? A man commented and said he lived abroad for 40 years and he used 20 years to plan his jackpot. And somebody replied to the man and said, why would you use 2 decades to relocate to your home country? The point is, the man is not trying to preach to us to spend 20 years to plan our relocation. But at the same time, he's emphasizing on planning. If you want to relocate to Nigeria, we can't stress this enough. You have to plan. You have to plan. A lot of people have become content creators because of YouTube money, because they want to just make that money from YouTube and use it to survive. What if something happens? What if YouTube monetization gets reduced? How are you going to survive? What if anything can happen? That's, to me, social media income is not sustainable. Like being a content creator, unless you are investing from the money YouTube is paying you or TikTok is paying you, you're not eating all the money as it comes. You have to invest. We can't stress this enough. You have to have something you're going back to. You can't just carry your bag and go with cash and think you have arrived. So I just thought to bring that again. I know I've done a video on that thing before. That jackpot is not what you just get up and feel like I'm tired of the West. I want to go home. And you believe, okay, my 401k, once I withdraw it, it will be all right. It might not be all right. I don't know how much you have in your 401k that you think the moment you resign from your job and you withdraw the money, it should be okay. There's no money that cannot finish if it's not invested well. And yeah, there are some kind of money that might not finish, but not the kind we saved up from 401k, or we saved up from clocking in this America. The kind of money that might not finish are those Abacha money. But please, let's plan our move well. Let's plan our relocation well, so that we don't start screaming a month or two after getting to Nigeria. Another thing I want to say, this thing is what I'm super conscious about, and I think people need to understand this also. So there are a lot of things I'm trying to do in Nigeria right now. Once they bring the bill to me and be like, it's so amount, I just I see myself like I'm out of America already. So I don't see myself as I'm still earning in dollars. I see myself as I'm earning in naira. So I don't see 20,000 as it's nothing. 100,000 like, oh, it's nothing. No, all those money matters. All those 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. It's we people that were abroad that will dash Nigerians 30,000. They will be telling you it's too small. Among themselves, if somebody dash them 1,000, they will be saying thank you. Like they will thank the person because they know how hard it is for someone to just dip hand in their pocket and dash them 1,000. So this, I'm beginning to live like that. Like every 1,000 matters. I'm not looking at it as it's not up to $1. No, every 1,000 matters. Somebody was telling me about something. I mean, for safety's sake, about something, and they're like, it's 350K. I'm not spending 350,000 a day. Hell no. That I'm not visiting Nigeria. I'm going to Nigeria to stay. So as somebody that is relocating, you need to start thinking in this line. Because if you go to Nigeria, you start spending money like someone that came to visit. Meanwhile, you went there, you are in Nigeria to stay. And you are still spending money like, 100,000 is not too much now. Oh yeah, hello, 200,000, shebi is just $120. Oh yeah, before you know it, your dollar will finish. Your dollar will finish. So you need to, the moment you know you're relocating and you start investing, you need to start thinking that dollar income is over. And we're back to the reality. Naira is what we're spending, it's what we're making and spending. Maybe that will caution you in how you spend money. Imagine that same guy was talking about he's been eating out a lot. He stopped eating out because he got food poisoning. Why would you be eating out and you won't complain that things are expensive? Immediately I get to Nigeria, I'm going to market. We'll buy a bag of rice, buy beans, buy this, buy everything. And if I thought we need to buy anything out of pocket, maybe it's going to be maybe once in a while thing. You quickly want to just, I mean, you know, all those things that you cannot really stock up. So I will know that my first year, I'm not even thinking about I want to restock my pantry. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about settling. I mean, we need to, I mean, that's my personality. I adapt so quick. Anywhere I go, I adapt so quick. I quickly adjust to the reality of wherever I'm at. That's why wherever I'm at, I take my time. I study what is going on there. Is it what I can handle? But Nigeria, I already know that that one is not mental. Once you have money, once that money is coming in and whatever you need, you're able to buy it. You don't have a lot of law that is binding. You can't do this. You can't. Somebody can just wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I can actually be selling chicken. And they have one cage in front of their house and they're already selling chicken. It's not like here where you have to go and get license for whatever vet and this and that. I mean, life is easy to maneuver over. That's how me I see it. That's why I would choose it over here. But when it comes to adaptability, it's a place we came from. Electricity, do your solar. Why should somebody be complaining about that in this present age and time? And then you're advising people to save a lot of money. How much are they going to save? That means you went with savings, and that's why you're complaining because your money keeps reducing. You don't have any more coming in. So I hope that people learn from this guy's mistakes. He's saying people are telling him that he didn't prepare well, but he felt like why should he prepare before he comes to his own country? I mean, yes, you need to prepare. Don't ever have that mentality that why should you prepare before you go to your own country. Nigeria is not like America where if it touch you, you could just enter warehouse or start doing Uber. It doesn't work that way. Every country has what works for them. It doesn't work like that in Nigeria. You have to have an income. You have to have an income. So another thing, I would just bring this up as a question because, of course, I'm into real estate and I've been watching a lot of real estate videos, and the kind of houses I'm seeing, I have my own concept. I'm never going with what they are doing in Nigeria. Of course, I'm a builder. I've done a lot of buildings in Nigeria before I traveled, plus my abroad exposure. I'm bringing everything together. But then every time I watch videos of buildings they're trying to sell in Lekki or wherever, I like to read comments just to know what people want and what people are saying about Nigeria real estate. And there was this nice, beautiful house that I saw, they posted it, and somebody mentioned something that really caught my attention. The house has these glass handrails for the stair area, and somebody said there's no railings, that they wanted a retirement home, that this doesn't look like a retirement home, there's no way they can go up on the rails. And I began to wonder that, so what is the glass that is by the stairs? Is that not rails? And I'm beginning to wonder what is a retirement home supposed to look like. I can understand if the person says it's because it's 3 floors, which is ground floor, first floor, and second floor. 3 floors, it might not be good for retirement because of old age joints and all of that. But saying glass railings is not good for retirement, I want to know, what do you all think? What is a retirement home supposed to look like? I know the first answer is going to be bungalows, but what do you expect out of a retirement home? I just need your ideas to help my own understanding of what you guys that have lived abroad really want from in a retirement home, and that's going to help me. I need help too. I need to be educated too. So just drop it in the comment section, and I'll see you all on my next one. Thank you. Bye.